Hey everyone, it's Argonaut here from Return of the Fan, and Steven Spielberg has his remake of West Side Story out, um, and he's gone super woke, and not surprisingly, it is absolutely bombing at the box office. So I've got this article here on Bounding into Comics. Steven Spielberg's West Side Story bombs at the box office after he used a Hispanic racial slur. Oh my God, Steven Spielberg, that's terrible being doing something racist there. Director Steven Spielberg's latest film, West Side Story, bombed at the box office, failing to even meet some of the lower predictions. The box office bomb came after Spielberg used the Hispanic racial slur Latin X. So this is something that a lot of the woke white people in America keep using. They keep saying Latin X to incorporate all the people from Latin countries and so on. But you'll find that many of the people that come from those countries hate that particular term, which we'll see a bit later on. But these woke white people just don't get it. As reported by the numbers, West Side Story grossed a measly 10.5 million at the box office in its first weekend. It earned another 4.4 million internationally. Oh, that's terrible. Only 4.4 internationally for a global gross of $14.9 million. That's absolutely terrible for a Steven Spielberg movie. You'd think all the Latin people would be just going crazy for this particular movie, wouldn't you? Industry tracking website Box Office Pro previously predicted the film would open at least 14 million on the low end and 22 million on the high end. However, leading up to this weekend, they dropped their prediction to 13.2 million. The numbers had a more realistic outlook on the film, as they predicted it would earn 9.6 million in its opening weekend based on the film's $800,000 gross on Thursday previews. So it's absolutely bombing. I guess we should have a look at Rotten Tomatoes just to give us a rough guess as to how it's going. Remember, we don't really take these figures too seriously. So let's go West Side Story. Oh wow, look at that. The audience and the critics rating are just hugely impressive. 93% for the reviewers, 95% for the audience score. It must be just an amazing movie. But why is it bombing so badly then? You have to take all of these figures with a grain of salt. Usually the audience score is pretty indicative. So I'm not too sure what's going on, because if it's this popular, you'd think it would just be creamier at the box office, not bombing so badly. The movie had an estimated production budget of 100 million, meaning in order for it to be anywhere near profitable, it's more than likely needs to gross around 250 million, a number that looks completely out of sight. It's not going to ever make anything close to 250 million, because apparently next week Spider-Man Far From Home is coming in, and that's going to absolutely beat everyone into submission at the box office when it comes in. YouTuber Odin's movie blog, I watched that movie blog. It's really awesome if you want to check out Odin. To say that this film is going to somehow reach the 250 million it needs worldwide to break even, I just do not see it being in the card. There's no way that this woke remake of West Side Story is going to reach 250 million. It's just not going to do it. It's going to bomb badly, and as the saying goes, get woke, go broke. When you have this low of an opening, even if you have the strongest leagues in the world, because of the law of diminishing returns, it does not seem likely scenario for it. This box office bomb came after director Steven Spielberg derided Hispanic people using the racial slur Latinx multiple times while promoting the film. You'd think that Latin people would be the target for this movie as well, but no. Why don't you just say bad things about them? Speaking with IGN, Spielberg explained why he did not provide English subtitles for Spanish-speaking parts of the film. Now, does this blow your mind or not? This film has Spanish-speaking dialogue in the film, right? Now, I tried to find out exactly how much of the dialogue is in Spanish. I couldn't find it out, but from what I can see, it's not insignificant, right? There's a fair amount of dialogue which is completely in Spanish. And Steven Spielberg, idiotically, through woke sentiment, has not provided English subtitles. I've got another article which was a few days ago on Bounty into Comics, and he explains why he didn't use English subtitles. I didn't want to subtitle any of the Spanish out of respect for the inclusivity of our intentions to hire a totally Latino, Latinx, there goes that slur again, Latinx cast to play the sharp boys and girls, he explained. Spielberg continues, that was a mandate I put down to Cindy Tolan, who cast the movie. I'm not going to entertain any auditions of anyone who isn't parents or grandparents or themselves from Latinx countries, especially Puerto Rico. And we have 20 performers in our film from Puerto Rico, or they are Nuyorican, the director said, and that was very important, and that goes hand in hand for not subtitling the Spanish. He then declared, if I subtitle the Spanish, I'd simply be doubling down on the English and giving English the power over Spanish. What sort of rubbish is this? Surely you want people to understand what people are talking about in the movie. What about people that are in Japan, right? Are you going to provide Japanese subtitles for them? Or do they, same thing, do they just not get to understand the dialogue? What about people in New Zealand, where I am? I mean, are we not allowed to kind of understand what people are saying in the movie? This is utterly ridiculous, and this is not going to happen on this film. I need to respect the language enough to not subtitle it. He continued, that's just rubbish. Do you not want your audience to know what's going on in your own movie? That could be why it's actually bombing so badly, Steven Spielberg. I mean, if you didn't want to give English any power, why don't you just do the whole movie in Spanish, even the English-speaking parts? Then you would give Spanish so much power over English. It would just be amazing, and the whole world will be flocking to your movie, Steven Spielberg. You should have done that. There should be a Spanish-only version of this film, and that's it. You know, give Spanish the power over English. That's what you should have done. Absolutely ridiculous. Certainly descendant from Latinx countries, and we kept and there were some wonderful singers and performers that came in that weren't Latinx, even some wonderful Hispanic singers, but we really chose, I needed this to be in complete deference and respect for Puerto Rico. So basically, people who were actually better than some of the people that he chose, he basically chose these people on their skin color, not their talent. Pew Research Center reports that 23% of US adults who self-identify as Hispanic or Latino have heard the term Latinx, and just 3% say they use it to describe themselves. So he's just slagging off 97% of the Latin people in the country, Steven Spielberg. A more recent poll from Ben Dixon and Amandi International claims that only 2% of Hispanic voters chose the term Latinx to describe their ethnic background. It also found 40% of Hispanic voters say the use of the term Latinx bothers or offends them. You've just offended 40% of Hispanic voters, Steven Spielberg. No wonder your movie is absolutely tanking in the gutter, right? Absolutely ridiculous. So again, another example of people trying to go woke and absolutely going broke because of this. If you just made a good movie, picked good talent for your movie, had subtitles for non-English speaking parts so that English speakers could understand what's going on in your movie, maybe it would actually be a little bit better. Stop being a white knight, Steven Spielberg. Just make good movies. I'm glad this is bombing, because we need to stop all these woke people in Hollywood keep making woke movies so that we can actually start to get some decent movies coming again. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Do you agree with what Steven Spielberg has done, having no subtitles for the Spanish speaking parts, or do you think this is a really good idea? Do you think it's going to help the movie, or do you think it's a reason why it's bombing so badly? Are you even going to go bother seeing this movie? I mean, I'm not going to see this movie because I don't like musicals. It's not made for me, obviously, but I was compelled to comment on it because of the get woke, go broke angle. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, you're welcome to give it a thumbs down. And if you like my content, please subscribe as well. and hopefully I will catch you in the next episode.